Okay, I'm going to be doing two new recipes today. This one is I had some leftover dried soybeans that I decided I need to use, and I'm actually going to do something sort of Mediterranean with them. It's probably more American. Okay, they're right over here. What I need to do right now is I soak them for over 10 hours. They say soybeans need to soak a long time. So I soak them. Yeah, they do. They look at them. They really. And let me go ahead and drain them. To my colander here. Hold on. Let me turn this off. Okay, they're draining right now in the colander. And what I'm going to do now is transfer them over to some paper towels. I soaked them in the refrigerator because if you're going to soak a long time, you don't want to soak them at room temperature. You're going to have bacterial contamination. Let me go ahead and bring this over. Hold on, let me turn this off. So I laid out two baking pans. That's the one I'm going to bake them in, and this one I'm just going to use to let them dry out. So I laid out 3 paper towels here. So this is just to help them to dry out. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to be any good. I am going to be making a Mediterranean sandwich, so I decided to make a snack out of these. So let me just dry them out. And I'm going to just leave them here for maybe a couple of minutes. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and prepare a mix of a half teaspoon garlic powder, half teaspoon sounds about right. I don't like my food too salty. About a half teaspoon Himalayan salt. It doesn't have to be Himalayan salt, that's what I have. And maybe an 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, which I think would be a nice combo with this. And then I'm going to be after they dry, I'm going to put them back in here and let them get olive oil coated. So let me turn this off. Let me go ahead and kind of like pat these dry with a paper towel. So the other side's kind of wet, so I'm not sure how this is going to work. Actually, I think a little bit of wetness might be good. It might soften them up a bit. Yeah. Like I said, I've never made this before, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, hold on. Okay, I mixed together 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, half teaspoon of garlic powder, and half teaspoon of salt. I'm not going to follow this recipe exactly. What I'm going to do is rewrite the recipe. I kind of read it, and I'm going to do it my own way. So I'm going to rewrite the recipe, and that's the version that I will give you guys. All right. Now, I have a bowl over here. Let's go ahead and dump the beans into this bowl. Hold on. I would recommend kind of like lifting the towel and dumping the beans gently into this pan first before putting it over in the bowl to season it, to make sure none of the paper comes off onto the beans. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And then I'm going to dump the beans in here. Okay, I'm going to use my slotted spoon to bring it, transfer it over here. And then when I'm done with that, I plan on throwing the spices on top along with the oil and mixing it all together in here. So hold on. Oh, by the way, I've already preheated the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, we're going to drizzle a teaspoon of olive oil onto this. I have extra virgin olive oil imported from Italy. And then coat all of the beans. And then I'll put the spices in. You want to put the oil in first so that the oil will kind of like help the coating to to spread around good. Hold on. We're going to kind of drizzle it, okay? This way it kind of like goes all over. And then I'm going to coat all the, okay. stick it over here for right now. And then I'll use my slotted spoon. Let me go ahead and turn the camera off while I make sure everything's evenly coated. Okay, now let's go ahead, add in. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drizzle the spices over this. Actually, I could probably do it this way. And then I'm going to spread it around. Let me turn the camera off. Hold on. I'll go ahead and put them in the oven right now for about 25 to 35 minutes. And then they're done, supposedly. Like I said, I've never made these before. So I'll be back. I pulled them out of the oven after about 35 minutes. And they look like they're done. I'm letting them cool off for a couple minutes. And then I'll see if this will make a good protein snack. These are soybeans, after all. Probably a lot healthier than eating potato chips, right? Hold on a minute. Well, I had to do something with them, and I am going to make a Mediterranean sandwich today, so this would be a good accompaniment, so I will let you know. This looks interesting. Let me see. Let me see if they're too hot. Interesting. They're kind of... kind of chewy, huh? There was something hard in there. Well, I don't know. They taste like they're, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe them. Interesting. And they kind of taste like little pieces of bread. They're interesting, though. I think I will post this at my cooking channel. They are, I don't know, they have a unique texture and flavor. It's kind of like chewing into a chewy bean. It tastes kind of Mediterranean, I guess, but it's not really Mediterranean. Good protein source. I'm not going to add any salt because I don't like too much salt. So, yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, well, it's a nice protein snack, especially since I'm not a heavy meat eater. So I just don't like to eat a lot of meat. I'm more of a vegetable person. This would probably help me to eat a more balanced diet, huh? Oh, turn this off. I don't know if I had a bad batch of soybeans, but some of them were hard, so just don't eat them. Yeah, some of them are hard. Got an interesting flavor. It's kind of like a nut. It's kind of like snacking on nuts, but not quite like, but that's probably the closest way to describe what they taste like. It's like eating a bunch of nuts. Probably less fattening than a nut, but like eating a bunch of nuts. I'm going to store these in a jar in the refrigerator because I'm not going to eat them all. I made 2 cups. And then the next day when I want to eat them, I will just spread them out on a pan and warm them up in the oven. That's what I think I want to do. But yeah, they're not bad. I don't think it's one of my better recipes, but I had some dry soybeans and I didn't know what to do with them, and this will work. Oh, turn this off, yeah.
In a world of secrets, where darkness reigns, there's a warrior rising, breaking free from chains. She's Gail Schuler, her heart pure and strong, with the power of love, she'll right the world's wrongs. Yeah. She crusader. Stand by the side of conquer it all. Through space battles and trials.